Send it wide right for Liberty. Slot Kennedy Davis. Medina to throw. Down the right sidelines for Sennett. Makes the catch, but probably out of bounds. Nice reaching grab by Christian, but he is out of bounds. It won't count. Personal foul against BHS. So a guy makes the catch out of bounds for Liberty. If you're Bakersfield, you think, okay, we got to go back. Starts the down over. Then you have a personal foul. Probably roughing the passer. That's what it is. I wouldn't say that BHS has really come out focused tonight.
Becomes a first down for the Patriots at the 36-yard line.
Mariscal wide right. And the eye. Jonty, play action. Medina out of the backfield. Carl breaks the tackle. 35-30 to the 20. Nice spin move. Out of bounds. Cole Harrell breaking the tackle at the 25-yard line. Shoving a BHS player out of his way. Going down the sidelines with a nice straight arm. Number 32 can be used as a running back, receiver, defensive player, kickoff return. Medina, despite facing some heavy pressure at times, looking very smooth, very composed at QB for Liberty tonight. And in fact, he's outplayed Hassan Rufus of BHS. Mariscal wide right. Jonty.
With the carry.
Tries to bounce the outside, driving those feet, and it gets about the 10-yard line. Second, third effort. Liberty at the BHS 10-yard line. We'll call it 2nd and 9 for the Patriots as they try to add to their score. They lead 7-3.
Official timeout.
When was the last time the Drillers had only 3 points in the first half? Hasn't happened this year, I don't think.
Second down, Liberty.
Mike Tia wide right. Up the middle. Is that Mariscal? Touchdown, Liberty.
Touchdown, Patriots.
Man, the Patriots are pumped up, playing their best game of the year against a very sluggish BHS team, but a flag is down at the 3-yard line on the far side.
Mariscal with the touchdown for the Patriots.
He just blasted right through the BHS defensive line. Liberty is saying the penalty is against BHS. Touchdown.
Touchdown's good. Unsportsmanlike Drillers.
The Drillers had a personal foul. On the punt return, they had a legal block. Unsportsmanlike, that's about 3 major penalties here in the last 5 minutes. That shows a little bit of lack of focus. And they better get it back in the second half from the final 2:44 of the first half here at home. Sullivan will try the PAT. And a Driller jumps over the offensive line. I'm not sure what the officials are calling. 13-3 Liberty. Well, Mariscal blasted through that opening. Here's used at running back, wide receiver, slot back, you name it. Number 25. Offsides against BHS. Do we have the upset brewing of the season right now tonight? Now remember, it's a 4-quarter game. But as of right now, things are not looking great for BHS, but they can come back from this. They're a great second-half team. They've struggled in a couple of games this year early on, but they've been pretty consistent since then.
Try to get
But their focus has not really been on this game tonight, from my perspective. There might be on a lot of other things, but not on this game. Kick is up, high enough, it's good. 14-3 Liberty, 2:44 to play.
So 2 minutes and 44 remaining in the first half, and the visiting Liberty Patriots take a 14-3 lead.
When you have personal fouls, roughing the passer, unsportsmanlike conduct on a touchdown, and you nullify a punt return of 60 yards with an illegal block, a lot of that's mental. They're not physical mistakes. So you have to find a way to execute, not just physically, but mentally. Against a team who really thinks they can beat you, and that's Liberty. Liberty has been somewhat of a roller coaster team this year. Playing great on the road at Delano, Tehachapi, and at home against Buchanan. The basically were blown out by everybody. And then being very sluggish against Central, who's a good team, undefeated, losing 10-9. And then a couple of weeks ago to Ridgeview, another very good team, 26-16. So Liberty has played a good schedule, but they have played better on the road than at home. But remember, Bakersfield was behind against Garces on the same field in early September, came back and won late in the game with a couple of touchdowns. They won by 10. Sullivan will be kicking off for Liberty. From the BHS 45 as they assess the penalty on the touchdown run by Mariscal.
Come on, make some noise! Yeah!
The big play of that last drive was a reception by Harrell. Literally faced this, pushed the guy out of the way, got the first down, got things going for Liberty late.
Sullivan put that one in the end zone from out to the 20.
It'll be first down for the Drillers at their own 20-yard line. BHS has kept Rufus, the quarterback, in check. He hasn't really ran the ball much tonight. It hasn't passed the ball that effectively. They put a lot of pressure on him. And so far, the Pats have not given up a long run to the Drillers. Now that can happen at any time. You know,
here we go, your Drillers.
Three of the Driller running backs have averages over 10 yards a carry. So they can break it. There we go. Up the middle to the 40, midfield 50, to the 40. He will go all the way. Touchdown, BHS.
Better flag at the 28-yard line.
Another flag out of the 28. Amon Bragg with a long run for BHS number 8. And a penalty against the Drillers. 2 touchdowns nullified in this game.
Personal foul called on Bakersfield.
Another personal foul against the Drillers. Kind of amazing, though, how Bragg, once he got past the line of scrimmage, had nothing but daylight. So that comes back. That was an 80-yard touchdown run. So they've had a punt return called back, an 80-yard run called back. Amazing.
Personal foul on Bakersfield called to the 24-yard line.
Another personal foul. So they've had at least 2 personal foul penalties, unsportsmanlike call, a lot of other things. 2 TDs nullified. It's really strange. 2:29 to play in the ball game here in the first half. 14-3 in favor of Liberty. And officials called another flag.
Sideline warning.
If you're a driller, let me hear you make some noise, Bravo!
A sideline warning. It's an amazing call. Sinnott and Mariscal with the touchdowns for Liberty. 14-3.
Timeout, Liberty.
But the Patriots calling a timeout.
Fans, please support the referees and stay in the bleachers.
Well, BHS fans not happy with some of the calls. PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOn Network. Keep up with all the activities, high school action events every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Yes, your destination. Mark Heffernan with you at Griffith Field, home of the BHS Drillers. Homecoming for Bakersfield. And they are down 14-3 to Liberty with 2:29 to play in the first half. 2 touchdowns by Bakersfield have been called back. A punt return by Kevin Hayes on a little block. And an 80-yard run for a touchdown. That was a personal foul against the Drillers. Rufus, the ball off. Bruce stays on his feet to about the 19-yard line and close to the original line of scrimmage. Marcus Bruce, a sophomore for BHS. Well, Liberty is playing a great first half. But as you know, fantastic teams get stronger as the game goes on. And I expect BHS to come out smoking in the second half. Another flag comes from the near side. After some unnecessary play after the whistle.
Face mask called against the Patriots.
Face mask and penalty against Liberty. That's just a 5-yarder. As Bruce exits for BHS. Second and 5 for the Drillers.
Minute 57 remaining.
At their own 25-yard line. Rufus up the middle. And gives the ball up to a running back to the 30-yard line. Reddick.
30-yard line.
Close to a first down. They are calling a first down for the Drillers. The clock running, 1:45 to play. Rufus on the keeper, 35. It has forward spot the 37-yard line.
37-yard line. Second and 3.
So the Drillers trying to pick up here on this drive. Vasquez on a stop for Liberty. Reddick
To the 40-yard line.
down to about the 40-yard line. Try to get up, but his knee was down.
A first down at the 39.
Timeout BHS. One like to play here in the second quarter. Liberty 14, BHS 3. And so far the score has to be sending shockwaves throughout the central section. BHS is top ranked. They've won 18 consecutive games. The last loss was a game that I did for a radio station. They lost to Clovis West at Buchanan High School in Clovis, 2010, on the road. Well, BHS struggled against Ventura, I think it was. I don't know if they were down by 5 or up by 5 at the half. The Garces game was close. Long Beach Poly basically led all the way. And obviously against Buchanan last week, or 2 weeks ago, winning 59-18. So they haven't had a close encounter for a while. But they have been out of sync tonight, offensively and defensively. A lot of personal fouls. Bruce running hard, has a first down to about the 49-yard line of BHS territory.
Player down on the field.
That's a BHS player on the field. 1 minute left here in the second quarter. Liberty 14, Bakersfield 3 from Griffith Field in Bakersfield, California. Mark with Brandon and Joe. Brandon the videographer and Joe the producer. Joe is running the show, man. Making sure we are live on the internet. Hooking us up. Brandon giving you those great shots. And I'm talking. I can't tell whose number that is.
Big round of applause for Alex as he's back up on his feet. See if he can walk that one off.
Out at Santa Cruz, number 75, the injured driller. He's a senior, 5'10", 245 pounds. First down for the drillers. Pitch back, Hill. Driven back, stays on his feet to the 40. Down to the 38. Great coverage by Liberty. As he loses about 13 yards. Going right, going back left. Clock is running. Liberty trying to get his defense back on the field. And now illegal procedure against Bakersfield. Another penalty against Bakersfield. Amazing. They were trying to snap the ball very quickly. And all their players were set up perfectly. Second and long for the drillers. So the hill goes backwards. Rufus to Hayes. Incomplete. Threw it on the ground. If Hayes was a shortstop, it'd be okay. But this is football. Whatever Liberty is doing, they are confusing BHS tonight. They have them off their head, off their track. Rufus hit and dropped to the 35. They have them confused and out of sync, and are smacking back. Now Rufus barely gets the ball off. It's a fumble. Is it Liberty football? This is a very odd game. A lot of strange calls in this game. BHS having trouble getting their snaps off. I don't know if Rufus tried to down it or what. Liberty thought it was a live ball. Back to the 30. And they fell on it. But it is BHS football. 5.4 seconds left in the second quarter. BHS 3, Liberty 14.
We need the clock to have seconds added.
The official wants to add some seconds to the clock. The official's looking up at the press box, but the scoreboard operator is to our left, down deep. So a couple of touchdowns called back because of penalties for BHS. And they have just a 22-yard field goal tonight. They missed a 40-yarder. Liberty with a touchdown by Mariscal on a run and a pass from Jose Medina to Sinnott. 70 yards for the first score. A nice, powerful punt by Campbell. Down at the 15-yard line. As the first half comes to a conclusion.
With the visiting Patriots 14 and your Drillers 3. Drillers will come out in the second half.
At the half, on your destination for high school sports, it is Liberty 14, Bakersfield 3 on PlayOnSports.com.
Homecoming halftime extravaganza with your principal, Mr. Davis.
Welcome to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. I'm Mark Heffernan from Griffith Field on the campus of Bakersfield High School. It is homecoming for BHS, but at the half, it is Liberty spoiling the show. The Liberty Patriots 14, and the BHS Drillers have 3. The Drillers have had 2 touchdowns called back because of penalties. One was about a 65-yard punt return for a score by Kevin Hayes. That was called back by an illegal block. And the other was a long run, about 80 yards for a score, off the left tackle by a guy who doesn't carry the ball that much. That would be Amon Gragg Jr. The fans have not been pleased with the officiating. BHS had also personal foul roughing the passer, and they had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against them on a touchdown run by Anthony Mariscal of Liberty. The first touchdown for the Patriots came on a pass from Jose Medina to Christian Sinnott, which covered about 70 yards. Corbin Jounty, the fine running back for Liberty, actually fumbled at about the 25 of BHS. Liberty was in BHS territory 3 times in the first quarter and a half, but they scored the initial touchdown on a long pass play from Medina to Sinnott. And then, of course, the other one was on a fine drive. I think that the key play was the pass from Medina to Harrell, who straight-armed a player for BHS and got the first down deep into BHS territory inside the 10, and then the Patriots scored. So they have controlled this first half as they led 14-3 over BHS. What will transpire in the second half? Well, most of the time, great teams, fantastic teams that are ranked number 5 in the state, and number 14 by MaxPreps.com, normally come back on their home turf in the second half when they're down. But at this point, Liberty 14 and Bakersfield High 3. That's going to do it for the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Friday Night Football continues just a few moments as we start the second half right here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. You're watching PlayOnSports.com's presentation of Friday Night Football right here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. I'm Mark Heffernan at the half. Liberty 14, Bakersfield High 3 at a matchup at Griffith Field on the campus of Bakersfield High. As I mentioned late in the second quarter and also during my halftime show, BHS has had 2 touchdowns called back because of penalties. One was a long punt return by Kevin Hayes, called back by an illegal block. And then, of course, a long run, 80 yards off left tackle that was called back. Unsportsmanlike penalty. Mariscal for Liberty scored the second touchdown for the Patriots. And BHS had a penalty after that. So they've had at least 2, if not 3, personal foul penalties. One unsportsmanlike, a number of illegal procedures in the first half. So maybe they'll be better once we get the floats and everything out of the way as we get ready to play football in the second half. Liberty has come out very focused in this game, and yet they have to. They have been a better team on the road than at home. In fact, I broadcast both of their losses at home to Central, who's a very good team. Central winning big tonight. That was a 10-9 loss, but Lib could have won that game. Then they lost to Ridgeview a couple of weeks ago, 26-16. But Ridgeview is a very good team with, I think, the best athlete in the area, Kamara Cotton-Moore, the quarterback. At 195 pounds, to me, the best athlete is combining power and speed of all teams I've seen. That's a single player. BHS, kickoff return, moving left to right here in the third quarter. Liberty in the other direction. Kind of a soft return by Irvin as it gets knocked back to the 18-yard line. I mean, you got to come out for that kick return, act like you mean it. Griff is a quarterback for Bakersfield. Hayes wide left. Campbell wide to the right. The king of BHS. Pitch back to Hill. Tripped up at about the 23-yard line. Sinnott with a nice tackle at the 20. Kind of got his hand out there. And Hill walks off the field limping. 2nd and 7 for BHS. With the ball on the right hash mark. Hayes wide left. Parker to the inside. 4 men on the defensive front for Liberty. Rufus is going to pitch it. Last minute. It's bumbled. Picked up by Liberty. It's returned for a touchdown. That was a late decision by Rufus.
Flag on the play.
A flag's on the play. A very late decision. I'm not sure if it was a bad pitch or what. Holding against BHS.
Penalty against Bakersfield.
Decline, touchdown, Liberty.
Touchdown, good, Patriots.
That was not a good decision by the quarterback there. I'm not sure if it was a bad pitch or fumble by the running back. But like in football, that ball bounced up perfectly to a Liberty player, and he took it in. So the ball bouncing in the Patriots' way. But Drillers have had trouble getting anything going offensively on the ground. Sullivan with the PAT for the Patriots. Lines it up there, it's good. 11-12 to play in the third. Liberty 21, BHS 3. The bye week has nothing to do with the team playing poorly. I don't look at that excuse. Now, some teams benefit from the bye week when they haven't been playing well, so they have 2 weeks to prepare for another team. But I don't use it as an excuse if you're ranked in the top 10 in the state and you're not playing well. The fact is you don't practice that hard the first week, but you practice hard the second week. And you have to be ready to play every week. And the week of the game is more important than the first week, the bye week. The officials maybe have made a couple of controversial calls, but that's not the reason why Bakersfield is getting beat. Liberty will be kicking off with an unbelievable 21-3 lead. And I can tell you, I'm definitely surprised. The Patriots have come out on fire tonight from the outset. And it looked to me since midway through the first quarter, they felt they could play with BHS. They whacked them back. They really have dominated the middle. But it's a four-quarter game. We'll see what happens. But in their minds, they have the confidence they could play with them and beat them. That's the whole key. A lot of teams don't feel they can beat BHS or a great team. They don't really believe it. They say it, but they don't believe it. Two different things. For the Drillers, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. On homecoming for BHS. Rufus hasn't thrown the ball that effectively. Hasn't really been able to run the ball well either. The keeper hit to about the 24. So except for that 8-yard run that was called back due to a penalty, BHS has not broken a long one in this game. And they could do it at any time, but they have to do it 2 and 3 times here in the second half. Hayes wide left for the Drillers. Drillers primarily a junior-oriented team. Rufus with a handoff. Pope in motion. Reddick up to about the 27-yard line. Bruce coming back in for Bakersfield. And now the challenge is on to the Drillers. Can you come back? 10-20 to play in the third. Yeah, you have the ability, but can you do it? Can you deliver? Third down, 3rd and 4. Four-man defensive front for the Patriots. They've been aggressive all night. Long count for Rufus. Bruce behind him. Bruce the ball carrier. Up the middle. Slammed down at the 30. He may have a first down for BHS. Liberty, unlike the way they played against Ridgeview, is not giving up an inch. I thought they were dominated against the Wolfpack up front. Well, 2 weeks or a week and a half did them well. 1st and 10 for Bakersfield. Rufus keeper. 35, forward to about the 39-yard line. Nice run. Sennett with a tackle for Liberty. 2nd and short for BHS. I unofficially have both teams with 7 first downs, but I haven't been keeping great track of that. Rufus on the fake to the outside. Now Sonny Rufus running the ball more effectively here in the second half. In the first half, he's primarily handed the ball off to Reddick, Vickers, and Bruce. Now he's putting the ball into the belly of his running backs, keeping it himself. He's a QB, he's the leader. 5.5 yards per carry running, and a decent year passing. Reddick to midfield for the Drillers. As they try to pound the ball up the middle.
2nd down, midfield.
2nd and 7 for BHS. Pitch back. Hill to the outside, driven out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
Around the 46-yard line.
Sennett's played a very good game for Liberty, number 15.
3rd down and 4.
A hard hitter on defense. Got that long pass for a touchdown. In fact, on that pass, he probably ran at least 55 yards. as he beats the defense. 3rd and short. Rufus on the keeper to the outside. First down to the 40, 35, knocked out of bounds.
Taken out of bounds at the 30-yard line. First down, Bakersfield.
First down for the Drillers. Rufus slips a tackle, 25, stays on his feet to the 20. Another first down for BHS. Rufus playing much better here in the 3rd quarter. Slipping tackles. Back-to-back first downs. And there's the 20-yard line in Liberty territory. Rufus, a mix-up, how to eat the ball with 25. That play was not executed very well. He was going to pitch it to Hill. Looked like something was wrong. He loses some yardage. Hayes wide left for BHS. Parker to the right. Sonny Rufus, a quarterback. 7:25 to play in the 3rd. Side handoff to the 15. Good to the 10-yard line. Stays on his feet to the 5. First and goal for BHS. The Drillers at the Liberty 5-yard line. First and goal. Now they're beginning to break some tackles. Officials timeout.
Player down at the 5-yard line for the Patriots.
There's a Liberty player down on the far side of the 5. In front of the Liberty faithful. Well, BHS showing some life on this drive. I'm sure they have a few words sent their way at halftime. Think about them. They came out and Rufus' pitch was bobbled and recovered by Liberty for a touchdown. They recovered it, ran in for a score. That made things worse. Went from 14-3 to 21-3. But, football is 4 quarters, and like I said, if you are a top-ranked team in the state and number 1 in the section, you have to be able to come back in games. Sometimes 2 touchdowns or more. Last year against Centennial, I think they came back 3 touchdowns down in the 4th quarter and won. They had a senior quarterback, Chris Hannibal, who was the All-Area Player of the Year. Rufus is that man now as junior, the QB. He has to lead his team. Doing a good job in the series. Rufus on the keeper. Touchdown, BHS. Campbell will try the PAT for Bakersfield. 21-9 in favor of Liberty. Rufus to hold. Nice snap. Kick is up. It's good. 7:05 to play in the 3rd. It's Liberty 21, Bakersfield 10.
March down the field 80 yards, put 7 on the board, trails 10-21.
Well, they responded with an 80-yard drive after the Liberty touchdown. 21-10. Well, they definitely now have a football game here at Griffith Field.
Right now trying to find our oldest driller. So first of all, if you graduated...
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOn Network. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Cheerleaders, you'll need to help me find the final. Stand up if you graduated before 1960. 1960 and before, stand up. All right, 1965 and beyond.
BHS picking off, moving left to right here in the third quarter. Down 21-10 to Liberty. It will be brought out to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Harrell catching that ball in the end zone.
Flag on the play. Nope. Touchback. Correction. All right, if you graduated before 1950.
7:05 to play in the third.
How many do we have out there?
Liberty 21, BHS 10.
All right.
From Griffith Field, home of the Drillers. 35 Valley Championships in football. Mariscal wide left.
What do we got?
Remember, he had their second touchdown on the grounds. Trip right formation. Jounty
Getting to the oldest.
sprints to about the 24-yard line.
Who's graduated
BHS was showing
before
blitz,
1945 from Bakersfield
and
High School?
Jounty
Right down here.
looked like he had a chance to gain more yards than that. With a gain of about 3 yards. 2nd and 7 for the Patriots.
Not 1950.
They're midway through the third quarter. Paul Gola, the coach of BHS, hasn't lost since the 2010 section title game. Tony Mills, Liberty. His team is 3-2 this year. They've had kind of an up-and-down season. They have played better on the road than at home. Jounty was not a good handoff from Medina. Hit and dropped at the 20. Not a good exchange between Medina and Jounty.
Thanks for everybody's help.
We'll call it 3rd and 8 for the Patriots.
Unorthodox style.
So BHS defense playing well in the series after the touchdown.
Only because you came to homecoming and you live out of town. Stand up. That's awesome. Let's give it up for the out-of-town visitor alumni.
Trip right formation for Liberty. Medina from the gun, looking right. Here comes the pressure. Long down the right sidelines, incomplete. 4th down for the Patriots. Medina has a very nice long arm. That was intended for Devin Stevenson for Liberty. But 4th down, punting time.
I have a serious announcement here.
Hayes will looking for a return for BHS.
Smallwood. Darius Smallwood, your mother is looking for you. She is at the entrance gate.
Hayes back deep for the Drillers. 21-10 Liberty, 5:43 to play in the third. Nice snap. Line drive punt. Hayes gets away from it. Takes a pat roll to the BHS 45-yard line. So it will be 1st down for BHS at their own 45-yard line. Here in the third, Liberty 21, Drillers 10. Mark Brandon and Joe on PlayOnSports.com. The BHS faithful showing more life down in front of us. So are the coaching staff. With us a QB. And there's a flag thrown by the back judge. He's counting the players. Wave it off. Fans don't like that. We got 3 guys up here, I know that. Joe, Brandon, myself. First and 10 for BHS. The ball on the left hash mark. Rufus on a keeper to the outside. Hit and dropped at the 47. Unless they'll let him keep on going. I'm not sure if his knee dropped at the 47 or he gained 7 yards.
Brings it down to the 48-yard line. Picks up 6 yards on the carry.
Well, he kept on turning those legs. Liberty kind of gave up on the play. It was about a 7-yard run by Sonic Rufus, who has come alive here in the third. 2nd and 3. 5:03 to play in the third. Bruce behind him. Rufus in the backfield, tries to spin away. Drives forward. Nice push by his offensive line. Did a good job to gain a couple of yards. The Patriots had a chance to drive him back. It'll be 3rd down and a long 1 for BHS at the Liberty 46-yard line. Maybe the Pat defense is getting tired. They're not hitting as well as in the first half. Rufus, keeper, spin move, first down to the 40 and down to the 38. Asani Rufus has turned up his game. He has switched on the lights. The one guy who's a leader for BHS number 4 is picking it up. He is beginning to deliver. That's beneficial for Bakersfield. 4:10 to play. First down. Liberty 38. Rufus. Keeper again. 35. Thrown down at the 34. Dirk Frost with a slam down for Liberty. Second and 5 for BHS. An inside half goes to the 30. Fumble on the play. Liberty says they have it, but the whistle might have been blown. As they try to strip the ball. The officials say Liberty football. They were right. Fumble, BHS. The ball goes to the Patriots. I don't know if it was Hill or Bruce trying to spin on that play, but they ripped the ball out of his hands. That was a good TO caused by the Liberty defense. And inside handoff goes nowhere. Liberty had a strong first half, leading 14-3. They were the beneficiaries of a fumble, a recovery and a touchdown here early in the third. But the offense is somewhat stalled here in the second half. And if they are to win this game, they have to do more than go 3 and out against BHS in the second half. Can't sit on the lead. Jones to the outside. 40-yard line. Stays on us, running hard, out of bounds. Look at him go. Wow. 29-yard run. He powered his way for that first down. Corbin Jounty, now a flag is thrown. The sideline is very close to the bleachers on the far side.
Jounty with a big first down for Liberty.
I know because I was thrown into those bleachers one time many years ago.
Please, all players and fans separate.
Johnson looked like he had about a 10-yard run, and then I got a nice push from some guys in front of him. He blasted for the past 15 yards or so. That was what you call a power run by a 205-pound running back, a senior.
All right, we just found some other great news.
Well, 1,200 yards last year, and over 700 yards this year.
Out across the field that Avon Wilson is in the house, 1945.
Personal foul against Liberty.
Is over here, and we will reward her also with a Bakersfield High t-shirt. Thanks, Avon Wilson, for being here and supporting your Drillers tonight. 1945.
Liberty taking 15 yards back from where he was knocked out of bounds, and obviously not a smart foul if you're a Patriot. You have a big-time run of 28 yards. And you're hitting guys after the play or whatever on the sidelines, far sidelines. Any rate, Liberty football at their own 41-yard line. That was a dead ball foul after the run. But they should have been inside BHS territory at the 40. But you have to take advantage of your opportunities. Kevin Davis, wide left. Shotgun. Mariscal, 40, 35, thrown down. Stays on his feet, has a first down. Look at him run. That was almost a face mask or a horse call against BHS. His neck went in all directions. Mariscal running hard, the sophomore 25, just pounding his way for the first down. What did he eat today or prior to the game? First down for the Patriots at the BHS 47-yard line. 2:25 to play in the third. 21-10 Liberty looking for more. They want to keep it on the ground. Keep the ball away from BHS. Kenny Davis wide left. Medina in the gun. Jaunty. Mariscal to each side. 1st and 10. Jaunty cuts back 45 to the 43 as he dives forward. And Jaunty does his best ball carrying in the fourth quarter. He runs harder as the game progresses, as it goes on. And a flag thrown on the far side of the 40-yard line. As the defense gets worn down, he picks it up a notch. Personal foul, BHS. That's another dead ball foul after the play. That was about a 5-yard run. Whether they're talking or doing other things, obviously the officials are hearing it because it's right in front of their face. Liberty's had 1 or 2 personal fouls, but BHS is going off the charts. 1st and 10, Maitia wide left. Liberty. Davis. Now lining up. Slot left. Medina behind center. Jaunty. Play action. Medina over the middle to the end zone. Incomplete. Overthrew the tight end. Here comes the flag.
Flags off from the other side of the field.
Probably holding against BHS or pass interference. The TE might have been held up on the play. That's offensive interference. Offensive interference. They don't call it very often, but sometimes the receiver pushes off to get open. So Liberty had a personal foul after a Jaunty run. And here we have offensive interference. The one thing Liberty was doing was keeping the ball away from BHS. 1:42 on the clock here in the third. And they're at the driller 25-yard line. See where they set it up. First down. Oh, they don't have the football yet.
Should be 2nd down, I believe.
It's back to the driller 42 or 43-yard line. So the offensive interference call from the far side. Davis wide right. Maitia to the near side. Jose Medina quarterback for Liberty. Mariscal to the outside. Where's this? Cuts back to the 40. And driven back by 4 or 5 drillers. But his forward progress will take him to the 40-yard line. 1:25 on the clock here in the third. Liberty 21, BHS 10. Homecoming for Bakersfield.
Brings up 3rd down.
They're high atop the press box, the home press box, at Griffith Field, home of the Drillers in downtown Bakersfield. Liberty from Northwest Bakersfield. Liberty 3-2 coming in, BHS 5-0. The Drillers with 18 consecutive wins. The last loss in 2010 in the section championship. Medina to throw over the middle, has a man open, sit it! 20-yard line, stays on his feet, 15, Push forward to the 10. Wow. That's probably a flag against Liberty. I'm not sure that other players can push the receiver 5 yards downfield. At any rate, first down for Liberty. We'll see what the penalty is all about. Not sure if it's a hold. But he got a good push from behind by either a receiver or somebody blocking for him. I don't really think he needed the help. Well, the ball set right now inside the 10-yard line. We'll see if they mark it off. Sennett had a great game for Liberty. Hitting hard in defense. Have a touchdown reception. Nice catch there. Taking it deep into BHS territory. Breaking a couple of penalties. Sideline penalty against the Patriots. There have been a host of penalties called in this game tonight. This is the 6th game of the year for both teams, the first game in the Southwest Assembly League. Just a surplus of fouls and penalties. Too many for this stage of the year. 20 seconds to play in the third. Jounty to the 15-10, touchdown, Liberty Patriots. I could drive a semi through that. Where was the defense? Unless they were going in the wrong direction. Jounty doesn't need a big hole to make yards. That was ridiculous. Easy score for Liberty after the penalty. And now they have a 27-10 lead. Sullivan comes in for the PAT attempt.
Zach Sullivan for the PAT.
Talk about the upset of the season. Like BHS did earlier in the game, the guy, he's thrown out of the game. That's the second time he's done that in the game tonight on a PAT attempt. The first time he actually jumped over an offensive line. This time he was extremely offsides.
Kenny Truba.
He's gone.
An unfortunate eviction for personal foul.
Well, the Drillers certainly haven't shown any composure tonight in this game. They've had a sportsmanlike twice in the same play at PAT. They've had personal fouls, roughing the passer, just a slew of penalties and fouls and mistakes. Not much of a focused evening.
Personal foul, Bakersfield.
Been a sloppy game as far as penalties are concerned for both teams. Ball counts is what's on the scoreboard. Sullivan again with a PAT attempt. Definitely high enough. Almost goes out of the stadium. It's good. Liberty 28, BHS 10. 16 seconds to play in the third. Upset alert. Upset alert. The number 1 ranked team, the CIF Central section, is getting beat handily up to this point. Number 5 in California by Cal High Sports. Number 14 by Max Preps. Sometimes it's good to play a team that's not too good on homecoming because all the festivities of the week don't hurt you on the field. But the festivities and everything has definitely put a damper on BHS in this game because they haven't been focused from the start. A lot of them are mental mistakes, not physical mistakes. And they'll have to come up with a great fourth quarter to win this game. Maybe come up with a couple of turnovers against Liberty. And it's a big-time plays. Liberty has been held on to the ball very well tonight. Run the ball effectively, come up with some big plays. Sennett has been huge. Medina's had a solid game. And of course, Jounty always runs hard in the fourth. As the game goes on, he runs harder and better. Just like most great running backs. Sullivan kicking off for Liberty. Here late in the third, 28-10. Well, BHS was down against Garces late, but they were within 3 or 4 points in that game. They scored twice in the final 5 minutes and won by 10. That kick goes through the end zone. It'll be BHS football at their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10, down by 18. It's definitely not impossible, that's for sure. You know, this year they have a Southern Regional and a Northern Regional playoff game after the section championships. This is a Southwest Yosemite League opener from Griffith Field. Rufus keeps it, hit from behind, and dropped to the 24. He has run very effectively here in the third, Asani Rufus. Didn't run much in the first half, was more content to pitch the ball off. Had a poor pitch to start the third. After 3 from Griffith Field. Liberty 28, Bakersfield High 10 on PlayOnSports.com. Okay, we'll start the fourth quarter here from Griffith Field on the campus of Bakersfield High School. BHS has 10, Liberty 28. And you talk about upset alerts. Bakersfield ranked number 1 in the CIF Central section, number 5 by Cal High Sports in the state, number 14 by MaxPreps.com. Now in the other game, they were trailing in the fourth quarter, was against Garces here. That was only by 3 or 4 points. They scored twice late to win by 10 points. Tonight, kind of a different story. In a game just marred by penalties on both sides, especially against BHS, with 2 touchdowns being called back in the first half. It's been a weird game. Twice on PAT attempts by Liberty, a player for BHS jumped off sides and ran over a player. The pass complete to Hayes at the 45, inside the 40, Liberty territory. You know, twice a guy for BHS who was thrown out. The first time he jumps over an offensive lineman. The second time he just jumps 2 seconds before anybody else. And they tossed him. But it's a very odd game. Of course, we've had 2 or 3 unsportsmanlike penalties. The drills out 2 or 3 personal fouls. Talked about the fact that 2 touchdowns were called back. Liberty's had a few, but they haven't really cost them. Then the pitch to start the third quarter, recovered by Liberty. Ran in for a score. Mariscal, Jounty scoring on the ground. Sennett, the long reception. 28-10. Rivers on the keeper. He runs to a host of Patriots. Driving back to the 41-yard line.
Motion stopped at the 37-yard line.
Well, this definitely is the best game of the year for Liberty. Well, the 2 games I saw them at home, they were very lackluster. Lost one by 1 point and the other by 10. But tonight, they came out ready to do business. The question for them, how will they play next week? Because they've been up and down. Bruce up the middle inside of 35 to 32. As we're in the fourth quarter. My favorite quarter. The Drillers down by 18. Have a lot to accomplish here in the fourth. Remember, they won 18 consecutive games. Ruthless at QB. Double slot for BHS. From the 32. Play action. Movement against BHS before the play. Rufus goes down to 34. Maybe illegal shift or motion against BHS.
Illegal shift called on Bakersfield.
You have two guys moving at the same time. And as I mentioned, these kind of penalties should not be happening in the sixth game of the year. Not this often. A nice cool evening here in Bakersfield, high atop the home press box. The penalty against the Drillers, down by 18, declined by Liberty. 10:26 to play. Liberty 3-2 coming in, BHS 5-0. Liberty has been a better team on the road than at home. Rufus rolling to his left. Now back to the right. To Bruce. 35. And cut down on the far side. Nice tackling by Liberty tonight. A lot of one-on-one tackles by their players. A very solid game. Obviously, they were practicing hard the last 2 weeks, or doing something, because they haven't played like this all season long. And they have been consistent the entire game.
So Liberty takes over at the 34-yard line.
Whatever they ate today has worked. That's all I can say. Davis wide right.
Josh Medina, quarterback.
Medina QB from the gun. Jounty, Mariscal in the backfield. Jounty will spin him 35 and down. Corbin Jounty for Liberty. Their last touchdown, about 10 yards. When nobody in a blue and white uniform was in sight on that touchdown jaunt. 10 minutes to play. 20-10 in favor of Liberty. As they will keep it on the ground and use up some of that clock. KD wide right. Medina with a long count. BHS, 7 guys up front. To the outside. Mariscal cuts back to about the 37-yard line. Anthony Mariscal, a sophomore, shaken up on the play. That's not a player you can afford to have hurt, number 25. Tony Mills, the head coach of Liberty. Paul Gola of BHS. Mills walking out to the 35, has the headset on. Love the sound of that train. This has been a weird game with the fans booing the officials in the first half. I don't think I've ever heard that in all the games I've done over 25 to 30 years. They didn't like some of the calls, but the calls are not the reason why they're getting beat by 18. Mariscal's okay. PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOnSports.com on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at YouTube.com/PlayOn Network. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. I hope you're enjoying the game tonight on PlayOn. I am. somewhat befuddled by the way the game has gone for BHS. But that's why you play the game. You don't win a championship on paper. Johnson with a spin up to about the 37-yard line. $8:55 to play. 4th down for Liberty. They'll be punting from their own 25-yard line. Hayes back deep for BHS. He had a punt return for a score that was called back in the first half. Touchdowns called back due to a penalty against BHS. Nice line drive snap. High punt. Love it. Down by the Pats at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for BHS. Inside their 20. Limited time left. Down by 18. 8:22 left. So they have to come up with some huge yards plays. Maybe have a couple of onside kicks recovered. A lot of things have to happen well for them. Now, if I'm Liberty, I have my DBs play about 15 yards off the line. You don't want to give up anything deep. Rufus to throw over the middle. One hopper to his receiver. Parker Campbell, incomplete. Just make BHS throw underneath the coverage. Now, when Garson's played with Drillers, they had a linebacker covering Hill one-on-one twice in the last 5 minutes. No safety back at all. Odd alignment. Pump fake. Pass hesitation. Thrown down to 45, 35. Flag is back to the 30-yard line. Little pump fake by Rufus. Nice throw to Hayes down the left sidelines. And Hayes corralled down for 35 in Patriot territory. What did the officials see? Pass interference against Liberty. That will be declined. It will be 1st down for BHS.
Only be declined by Bakersfield.
With Drillers inside the Liberty 35-yard line. 1st down, 8:10 to play, 28-10 Liberty. A masterful performance by the Patriots tonight. Rufus looking right, sets up, here comes the pressure. Gets away once, not the second time. Big loss. Back to the 47-yard line. Liberty coming from both sides. They have found a way to put pressure on Rufus tonight. Second down and an eternity for BHS. 7:30 to play. Reddick, 35 to the 30. Have a chance to the 20. Driven down the far side, out of bounds. Justin Nieto had a fine sack on the quarterback on the previous play. First down for the Drillers. Outside the 15-yard line. With the ball on the right hash mark. Rufus. Hayes wide left. Up the middle, spin move by Bruce to about the 11-yard line. But they need more than first downs. They need points in a hurry.
Marcus Bruce backs down into the 10-yard line.
Rivers to throw, a pass complete to Hayes at the 5. Touchdown, BHS. Got an 11-yard touchdown pass from Asani Rufus to Kevin Hayes. They're in the fourth quarter. Campbell will try the PAT for BHS. High enough. It is good. 28-17. Now in the situation for BHS, the onside kick or kick it deep. If you're Liberty, you have to be aware of the potential for an onside kick. 6:54 to play. Liberty up by 12. 28-16. That got the crowd going somewhat. PlayOn Sports is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events nationwide across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports live here, and they're live. We have you covered tonight. Kickoff. VHS. Mariscal from the 3. 5 to the 10. Outside 15-yard line. Cuts back. Stays on his feet to the 20. Has some blocks. 25. Great run by Mariscal to the 30. I thought he'd be driven down to 12. Anthony Mariscal, 25, who was injured about 5 minutes ago, will a gutsy return for Liberty. Tremendous job to bring back to the 30-yard line. First down for Liberty. Well, a 28-17 lead. They finally put that extra point on the board. Jounty. Little spin move across the 35 to about the 37. Corbin Jounty running hard like he usually does in the fourth quarter against a tired defense. That's what you do. 205 pounds, you pound the ball up the middle. 2nd and 4 for Liberty. Davis, slot right. Johnson, the senior running back behind Medina, behind quarterback. We have a slot left, 6 minutes to play. From Griffith Field, upset alert. Medina letting that clock run down. Johnson, a little cut back to the 40. Drives forward, first down for the Patriots. Little quick move right to left. Then he dove forward for another first down. They keep the football. They keep the clock, an ally. It's an enemy for BHS, an ally for Liberty. Medina setting the offense. Johnson behind him. 2 receivers wide right. Slot left. Johnson again to the outside. 45, cut down. Here comes the flag. Right in front of the Liberty faithful. Personal foul. Face mask against BHS.
Called on Bakersfield.
Another personal foul against them. That was a 15-yarder. The Patriots first down at the BHS 40-yard line. Well, the top-ranked team in the Central section, number 5 by Cal High Sports in the state, close to defeat tonight, unless they have a miracle. 5 minutes left, down by 11. Liberty using the clock, first down, the BHS 40. Jounty powers his way forward to about the 38, 37-yard line, driven back. But his forward progress will give him a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. Liberty's in no hurry. Timeout, Drillers.
Timeout, Drillers.
4:47 on the clock. Call it 2nd and 8 for Liberty. Eighteen consecutive wins for BHS. They lost to Clovis West in the 2010 section championship game up there at Buchanan High School in Clovis. Haven't lost since. We're seeking not only an undefeated season, but a section championship game and a possible bowl berth this year. The league and section title game is definitely a possibility. The bowl game, not sure about that. Obviously, if they lose, they will have to win the rest of their games by maybe 30 or 40 points and then hope. When you're in the Central section, you basically have to go undefeated to get a chance at a bowl berth from the state. The ball's on left hash mark, 2nd and 8. Jounty again to the outside. BHS does a great job covering it as Jounty runs wide. Has about a 2-yard loss on the run. But they're using up the clock. Another timeout is called by BHS. Back-to-back TOs. And they're running out of those. 3rd down and 12. Liberty with the ball of the BHS 41-yard line. So Jounty goes to the outside. Was looking to cut it back. Had no real estate there. Simply tackle from behind. He did not want to go out of bounds and stop the clock. That was a smart play. That's why you have to be thinking out there and thinking about the game that you're playing, not about something else. We will see what transpires in this final 4:39 of the game. Liberty 28, BHS 17. At the home of the Drillers, Griffith Field. 35 Valley Championships in football. This is the Southwest Yosemite League opener for both schools. BHS showing blitz. Medina. Mariscal to the 40, 35, 30, has an open. Nice spin move, down to the 25, first down for Liberty. Mariscal lining up on the left. Did a great job running left to right. Little cut back spin. Another first down for Liberty. That clock should continue to run in their favor. So homecoming, not sweet for the BHS Driller football team. Davis slot right. Medina behind center. Jounty. Tries the cutback, slips. And gets up to about the 24-yard line. Bruce and company converge on the tackle. Liberty gaining first downs tonight. Keeping the ball away from BHS. Pounding the ball up the middle. Coming up with some big plays on both sides of the ball. The question I have for Liberty, can they consistently do it for the rest of the season?
Here we want to give it up for the class of 2002.
Mariscal, slot left. Davis, slot right. Jounty behind Medina.
Celebrating their reunion.
Pitch back, Jounty. 25. Down to about the 15-yard line. Should be a first down for Liberty or close to it. Nice straight arm by Corbin Jounty on the far side. As he goes out of bounds. First down for Liberty. So Liberty pounding a very tired BHS defense. BHS had to stop them. He couldn't do it. Mariscal slot right. Jounty. The ball again. Slices way to about the 12-yard line. Second down for the Patriots. And the most complete game of the season for Liberty as they look to move to 4-2 this year. 1-0 in the Southwest Assembly League. When something drastic happens, BHS will fall to 5-1 and 0-1 in SWYL. When's the last time BHS lost their first league game? Medina QB, 2:45 to go. On a bootleg to the 15. Puts his head down and drives to about the 12-yard line. Just trying to run wide and keep the ball away from BHS. Another timeout is called. 2:25 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Another timeout by BHS, their third in this drive, down 28-17. Well, I must say, I thought Liberty had the capability to compete with BHS at the beginning of the year and even coming into this game, but I'm very surprised by what I've seen tonight. Surprised by all the penalties called and personal fouls and things like that. Been a very odd game. For the sixth game of the year. Liberty is stuck to their game plan, running the football, playing stout defense against the run, putting pressure on Sonic Rufus, making big plays on both sides of the ball. They really haven't given an inch. I thought they were beaten up by Ridgeview a couple of weeks ago. Pushed around. But Ridgeview is a Division III team that's coming on, but there was something different about the Pats tonight from the outset. Jounty to the 5-yard line. Nice push forward by the offensive line. Maybe to the 7. Stays in bounds as the clock continues to roll. Got a very solid, complete effort by Liberty and Tony Mills tonight. BHS will go back to the drawing board and get ready for the game next week. 18 consecutive wins going back to 2010 for the Drillers. Number 5, Cal High Sports. Number 14, MaxPreps.com.
Brings up fourth down.
Tony Mills calling a timeout, the head coach of Liberty. 1:36 on the clock. Fourth down for Liberty, 4th and 4.
Next week, Liberty plays Frontier. Bakersfield will be home again, hosting Independence.
BHS against Independence, who is playing Stockdale tonight, homecoming for the Mustangs. Frontier will not be an easy game for Liberty. They play BHS right here at Griffith Field in a couple of weeks. The Frontier Titans. They were playing Centennial tonight at the Hawk's Nest. The many people exiting the stands here at Griffith Field. On the BHS side, Liberty people are staying around for the most part. They had it about 2/3 full on the far side. It was 100% full on the BHS side. Homecoming for the Drillers. Ladina from the gun. Play action. Pass complete. Davis. Or was it incomplete? Dropped it as he was headed for the end zone. And the ball goes over to BHS. 1:32 on the clock. The Drillers down by 11. They're throwing 9.
Minute 32 remaining.
So if you're the Patriots on defense, have guys playing about 15, 20 yards off the ball. Maybe one guy in the middle. Drillers will try to throw a long sideline pass to Hayes. Rufus hands the ball off at the 10-yard line. That's an unusual call when you're down by this much. 1:12 to play. Play action. And a pass incomplete. Intended for Hill. Actually, was thrown in between Hayes and Hill at the 20-yard line. Maybe looking for a hook and lateral. Trying to hit Hayes, who would pitch the ball back to Hill. I'm not sure. Nevertheless, it wasn't executed very well. 3rd and 10 for BHS. Rufus looking right. Might be an illegal shift or motion penalty against BHS. They were going in all directions. It's against the Drillers.
So we get a shout out to all the alumni. Thanks for coming out tonight. Many more games left in league. Come out and continue to support your Drillers.
For the Drillers, at their own 8-yard line, down 28-17 with 1:04 left. Hayes wide left. Rufus number 4 at QB. What does he do? Straight drop back. Pretty good pressure. And the pass complete to Hill at the 15 to the 20 and to the 21. First down for BHS at the 21. Under a minute to play. Liberty will let BHS have those 12-yard pass plays now. Now the clock runs. Rufus looking right. The pass complete to Campbell. To the 27, a flag thrown at the 37-yard line. Weighing the defensive backfield. 46 seconds left. Holding against Liberty.
Bakersfield will get a first down at the 31-yard line.
First and 10 for the Drillers at their own 31. Moving it back on D. The pass complete to Hayes to the 40-yard line. Driven out of bounds. In front of the BHS bench. Stevenson, Carl. Number 32 in pursuit. The Drillers with the first down. Definitely a complete victory by Liberty. Hill, slot right. Rufus to throw. Pass complete to Hayes. Short toss, and he goes out of bounds. Inside midfield to 49. Stops the clock. Jounty comes in to play some D for Liberty. It's kind of unusual, number 23. Putting some pressure on the quarterback. Here he comes. Rufus to throw. Lofts it out there. Incomplete. A little bump, they won't call it. The pass was underthrown by Rufus as he was under heavy duress from both sides. Jounty playing some D for the Patriots. Rushing the quarterback. 23.9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Rufus. Reddick caught from behind at the 46 by Jounty in Liberty territory. Jounty can play D. He has the speed for it. Got a BHS player down at the 46.
Driller down on the field.
Liberty 28, BHS 17. The upset of the night in the Central section, not just in Bakersfield. This opens up things for everybody in the section. Central 5-0. Clovis North was undefeated. Who else has only one loss or is undefeated? Well, Liberty's 4-2. They'll move up a little bit. Centennial and Frontier have 3 losses. They both played a tough schedule, non-league.
Reddick had a big night tonight.
Reddick, number 9, walking off the field very gingerly for BHS, and they can't afford to have him injured. Independence had 1 loss coming into their game against Stockton this evening. They have played a lesser schedule. And they're a Division III team, so this will kind of throw everything to the topsy-turvy as far as the rankings are concerned next week. But what it does is open things up for the teams up north, in the Clovis area. Hand off to the 35 to the 30. Thrown out of bounds by Harrell. There's Bruce. 7.5 seconds left in the game. As the sophomore Bruce hurled out of bounds by Harrell. Maybe have 1 or 2 plays left. Rufus. Pitch back to Pope. 25-20-yard line. Hit and dropped by about 5 pats as the game comes to a conclusion. Big win, big upset for Liberty, 2017 over BHS at Griffith Field. Like I said, this opens everything up in the Central section now as BHS, who is ranked number 1 coming in, number 5 by Cal High Sports, number 14 by MaxPreps.com, and won 18 consecutive games, loses by 11. I'll be back with the post-game show. The final score again from Griffith Field. Liberty 28, Bakersfield High 17 on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome to the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. Coming to you live from Griffith Field on the campus of Bakersfield High School, where tonight it was homecoming for BHS, but they didn't have a sweet homecoming. Liberty Patriots came out and beat them 28-17. And the Patriots played hard from the very outset of the game this evening. It's a game kind of marred by a lot of penalties, personal fouls, and things like that. As I mentioned throughout, BHS had a couple of touchdowns called back due to infractions in the first half. And officials received a number of boos from the fans in attendance. But it was homecoming, a lot of festivities for BHS, floats, things like that. But it seemed like throughout the game, the drillers were not really focused on the football game, the players. Never really saw their, what you'd call eye of the tiger in this game. You know, they had won all 5 outings this year. 18 dating back to 2010. Ranked number 5 in the state of California by Cal High Sports. Number 14 by MaxPreps.com. But Liberty, a team that I thought had the capability to compete with BHS, but had been somewhat up and down this year. Actually playing better on the road than at home. I've seen them lose twice at home to Central, who's a good team, 5-0. Lost by 1 point to them. And lost to another good team, Ridgeview, 26-16 a couple of weeks ago. But Liberty took the time during the bye week and this past week to really work on their game. They had very few penalties. I didn't see too many legal procedure penalties in the game. I think only had maybe 1 or 2 personal fouls, but they were very solid throughout. Had a solid running game. The defense was stout against the running attack by Sonic Rufus, who had a fine third quarter, but they kept him in check throughout. And what they did is they kept guys like Reddick and Vickers away from breaking long ones. There was an occasional completion to Hayes, Kevin Hayes of BHS, but besides that, Liberty had this game under control, winning by 11. Now, a key play of the game is when the Patriots had a 14-3 lead at the half. We start the second half, and the quarterback for BHS, Rufus, makes a late pitch to his running back. It was fumbled, picked up in the air by Liberty. They returned for a score. So right then it was 21-3. BHS came back with an 80-yard drive and scored and seemed to have some life, but they can never catch up to Liberty. Liberty got the ball back and was very adept at running the football, gaining first downs with Anthony Mariscal and also with Corbin Jounty. And I thought that Jose Medina, did a fantastic job managing the game for Liberty tonight. Had some deep throws right on target, but he didn't make any mistakes. Ran the offense superbly. And if I had to pick a player of the game, it would be Jose Medina. But actually, I would pick the Liberty football team. They had guys like Cole Harrell, Nunez on defense, Jounty, Medina, and company on offense. They had a lot of guys that starred. No one person actually stood out for them. It was just a very great and fantastic team effort. So the player of the game would be players. It'll be the entire Liberty High football team if they come up with the upset of the year. Knocking off BHS at home at Griffith Field, 28-17. The first loss for the Drillers since the final game of 2010. So their 18-game winning streak goes down the tank. The BHS will play Independence next week. Liberty will take on a very tough Frontier team. The question I have for BHS, I think they will come back from this game. Obviously, they have a chance to at least tie for the SWYL crown because this is a league where almost anybody can beat anybody else. And they have a chance to get back to the section championship. But as far as the state bowl berth is concerned or regional, they have to win their final 4 games in big fashion and then go through the playoffs. But that's to be determined by somebody else. So you know how it goes. Once again, the final score again tonight was Liberty 28, BHS 17. I'd like to thank you for joining us tonight for Friday night coverage of high school football here on PlayOnSports.com from Griffith Field in Bakersfield, California. Be sure to check out our homepage for games taking place next week. For videographer Brandon West, producer Joe Roletter, I'm Mark Heffernan. Once again, the final score, Liberty High 28, Bakersfield High 17 on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Good night.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.